Hey guys, it's Danny Go here. Here for another results show. I'm gonna put some longu during there. I guess I could, well, the results are calculated just once every few days at a marked point in time. So I mean, I could be going up or down during it because it was not a cheap hunt, but that's fine. We're not tracking minute by minute. Sort of a long term thing. So maybe maybe I'll just go to the results real quickly. So for this time frame, we basically were down about 200 peds. Uh, Scroll so you can definitely see it. So we're down about 200 peds. So I did a 5 week. So we'd been 6,000. That was kind of our for a while. That was our low. And then we had that a couple weeks late December, we had a big scary drop of 1,700 peds. We then improved a little bit 2 weeks in a row, and then we fell back down, but still about 300 peds off of the lowest low. So still been not much of a reversal. Didn't get much out of Ludius this week. Or PPG, but I've been kind of a little bit tired. I think the weather and just kind of got a little bit behind, so I'm gonna, be trying to sleep, take a little more care of myself, and just take things a little slower. That's fine. I'm taking things slower in game and in life, and just more relaxing. I did a lot of mining. I got two globals on Toulon. They weren't really recorded. One was about 60 and one was 80. Um, if my memory was right. I mean, there were approximately those. I don't remember exactly. Toulon, a lot of the globals, there just aren't enough trackers on Toulon to record it a lot of the time, so it's very spotty. Um, Hunting, I did a shub hunt on Pioneer. I got a global. I guess I got a Screecher on next island, a Drake, Village Boar, Death Drake. I guess yeah. I mean we were kind of holding around okay in next island, although it was looking a little bit down, but it just felt like every day was just a tiny bit down. It's okay. I did a bunch of crafting also on Kali of stuff. I don't think any globals, was really small crafts. But just the MU looked favorable to me. I mean, the MU of the items was actually down, but the ores that we're crafting were down even more. So just the numbers looked okay to me. It looked good to me at those levels. So I just did some big crafting, or parts of big crafting. I mean, still have a lot of the mats. It takes a while with those small crafts to um, you know get a meaningful amount in there. So full health. Usually when I die, it's frankly just like you just stop paying attention to your health bar. You know. You need to maybe get some cheap limited armors for some of these. Like my shins are just terrible. Should probably get like a cheap limited shins. I have to look into that. But anyway, I'm pretty happy, actually. I feel like, mostly my MU was good. Made some progress. Um, I feel, on mining. My sort of the key levels, I think for any skill is 2000 as sort of a minimum. I mean, obviously you want a lot more, but I think when you have skills below 2000, it really hurts. And um, my ground assessment, that's an earlier unlock, is decently above there. For mining, my mineral sense, is a later unlock, is up to 1525. There's like a little daily on next island. Oh, it takes a while. And you can select that mineral sense when you have the unlock. It's not very much, but it does boost it usually. Like right now, it's usually when I complete that, I'm usually getting a boost of about 25 skills. So that's a big thing. Um, but I mean, still, I'm about 500 points below the minimum of where I'd like to be. I mean, obviously, I got I would say 3 problem skills. To me, that's one of them. The other is the crafting one, um, which is right here. Equipment methodology. Um, uh, that's you know, um, like 1550 skills below where I would like it to be. That one's just a real head scratcher. What to do with. Um, and The other one would be information. I guess it's science. Genetics, so that's related to my animal looter. Now, I mean, a lot of these skills, like, why do I pick those skills? I think that's a good question. Because I was thinking to myself, I don't know if I've fully explained that. I think that, your results are probably like partly related to like a weighted looter of your entire avatar. Now, for example, let's say like, why would I be worried in, like the genetics is low, but not, say, spaceship systems. Spaceship systems is even lower than genetics. Well, I mean, it's because let's look at my repeatable code, or else we'll look by rank. It's because of um, how many heads I've hunted on, mutants. So we've got Halloween creatures. Those are mutants. That is repeatable 5. We have Malfoid on repeatable 3. Um, Pfeffoid is not repeatable yet, but I'm pretty deep on Pfeffoid. You're gonna see Shub. That's a pretty big, heavy codex. Pretty deep in Shub. Cultists. I've done a lot of mutants on Rocktopia. Um, Zombies. Basically, the total amount of PEDs I've cycled in that looter is very high. Spaceship systems, I don't know that you cycle PEDs in spaceship systems. I don't think so. I don't think it's a looter. Um, I would in fact say it's definitely not a looter. But I mean, it's not to say that spaceship systems is not an important skill, but your looter skills, those are directly related to your turns. So when you have a weak looter skill, I think that it's a lot more pronounced, the effect, than having a skill that, could be more used to benefit you. I mean, certainly I think that um, mm, spaceship systems may be part of a long-term plan that helps get some unlocks that really benefit me. But it's not as urgently critical for my near-term returns. So there's um, uh, one of the games I used to play. Well, I still play it, but not often. It's called Go, and it's basically kind of a struggle where you fight over territory between you and your opponent. It's sort of like a chess game. One of the things that you learn in sort of mid-level tutorials is the difference between important and critical, Like this move is big, it's important, but it's not critical. Like, and that's the thing. I think, I think that sort of theory, you have to sometimes say, well, there are lots of things that are big and lots of things that are important, but there are some things that are critical. And I think that what I'm looking at there is some critical skills, genetics. Now, genetics, that's a lot of tree cutting. So I guess what I would say is I just need to really dig in there. Yeah, I could probably buy it on auction. I just, that's kind of, you know. Um, so I'm not gonna try not to drink too much coffee on stream, but I'm trying to have my voice be okay, good. But I'm gonna try to remember also maybe mute myself when I drink coffee, but try not to be annoying, but hard to remember all the times. Um, so a lot of tree cutting. So I think I just need to dig in there. I mean, I think I've been more like, you know, one of the things is that Exile is my biggest tree cutting place, but I'm more focused on just trying to get that mining in there, especially because some of the ores that I've been getting on Exile have been really up in price. So, but I mean, I guess as long as I'm making some progress on those. One thing I would say is that I think the I do see as I'm mining, although it's improving a lot, I'm definitely getting a lot more consistent hits, a lot bigger hits. Is that every time I do mining, I feel like my returns start to go down a little bit. But I do feel that I've kind of hitting sort of a bottom. Um, and I just think that, it's just like I just gotta pull those skills up. And so I just feel like it's just one of those things I gotta push through. And I think a lot of what's going on here is that during my YouTube, um, not YouTube, Twitch streams, I was using a lot of that income I was getting from Twitch, ads and donations and stuff to really put it into the game. And obviously, players will get some and I will get some. But I was using that to really kind of pump up my skills. I mean, I was staying equal. I was hoping to, get some positive returns, but it was a difficult year. But I was also, I think, maybe I was also really advancing certain skills. Like I got the huge crafting unlock. So, it's a really positive thing for me long term. But on the other hand, I didn't get very far in it. And I got the big mining unlock. I mean, not the, that's not, I mean, I don't feel it's nearly as the accomplishment as the crafting one. But again, I didn't get very far. And then, obviously the, issues with Twitch started. They basically, began holding my payouts. They've been holding my payouts for 7 months. And then I basically was Batismo only, and then that company went out of business. So I think I put like just unbelievable amounts of ped into those looters, but I didn't get them far enough to be functional. And that really caused a lot of issues. I mean, I guess a lot of it is I just figured that I was gonna, I didn't, I felt like I had a good stream, and I didn't perceive that there were going to be any issues coming with Twitch. Just a lot of people have reached out to me like, oh, we miss you. We wish they would bring you back. It meant so much to me. I loved your gameplay, all of that. Just so much support. So I really appreciate all that support. I don't, um, I hope to be back. Just a lot of it, just benefit the community. I really like to benefit the community. And I my stream, when I was on Twitch, I gave out about 8,000 peds and prizes. Obviously I got some myself. I got kept 6,000, but I gave out more than I kept. So basically I kept 6,000, gave out 8,000. So I gave more to the viewers than I kept myself. But yeah, it was real nice. But I would definitely do it again. Well, yeah, definitely do it again. Yeah, if they let me back in. I don't, I don't, I don't think that. Um, I think I can make some improvements in my stream, but I don't really feel like I feel like I got a little bit of a bad shake. But um, I would say for Twitch, if I did get back in, it wouldn't be those sort of hours that I was doing. I would take it more peaceful, more slow, maybe more like, oh yeah, we're gonna stream 20 hours a week. Or maybe 15. But still, I feel like you know that would be good for everyone. I can benefit the community, benefit me. Um, you know, but you know, it, things are what they are. We can control what we control, accept what we can't control. And I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. And I'm happy to be here. I've, obviously, here, really, I'm putting in a lot less. But it's still meaningful. It's meaningful, this channel. Especially, one of the things I'm promoting obviously is I am promoting things. I am promoting the Ludius, and I showed before, I've made hundreds of pets here, you know, in the past couple of months, and probably, over long term and make thousands of pets here. Playpoint Games, again, I showed last year, made 700 pets. I mean, um, not going to make that much this year because some of those sources became a little more dry. But still, over time, like Ludius.io, Playpoint Games, Misplay, you can make thousands of peds on each of those. So in my referral link, they don't take anything away from you, it just gives me a little bonus. So, um, you know, um, you can do a little crate here. You get 3 crates. Um, they're between 1 peck, and you do that once an hour. They're between 1 peck each, um, and they up to 100 pet. I got a 100 pet crate last year. But I mean, over time, it just adds up. You see people, they do Watch. You get 32 crates, I believe, each time you complete an Watch thing. Sometimes that can be like an hour and a half. Sometimes it can be a lot longer. Just depends how much ads they have. But it's actually pretty decent shows. Or you can just kind of, I mean, they do have like a little button they check to see that you're still there. You can kind of just have it off on a side monitor, or something. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of great stuff. So I share those links there. It kind of helps support me a little bit when I'm doing these videos, so I get a few referrals. And I wouldn't share it if I didn't think it benefited you. I think I mean, if you could use a little extra pet and you don't want to put in your own money, like yeah, you can get definitely some extra pet. I mean, this was a slow week, 5.5 pet, but I was really busy, and then the weather, was just, I don't know if you guys know the weather in Chicago. I'm in Chicago. We were like negative like 14 Fahrenheit. What is that for you guys in Celsius? A lot of the world is in Celsius. Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay. Sorry, we Americans have the wild system. So I think we were at negative 14 or something at one point. That's negative 25 Celsius. So we were negative 25 Celsius here, just on pure temperature, negative 25 Celsius. And then we had a wind chill that was probably adding about 20 more Fahrenheit. So, I don't know what that is in Celsius, but let's just say, with the wind chill, we were like negative 40 Celsius here. For 2 days. And yeah, I was afraid my car wasn't going to start, so I had to go out a few times for that. I mean, obviously, you bundle up real good. But like the weather warning was like, okay, exposed skin, um, you will get frostbite in about 10 minutes. So you got, but from my apartment to my car is like about 45 seconds, just like quickly get in, 30 seconds, boom, you're in the car, you just turn it on, make it real warm, let it, not run for a while, and then you go back. So it's like, okay, yeah, it's like my exposure time is like, 45 seconds out, 30 seconds into the car, that's 115, you're good. And then I'm bundled, like I got this North Plate, North I forgot what it's called, North it's that fancy company. They make really high quality stuff. North something, whatever. Um yeah, North Pledge. I don't know what they're called. But yeah, they're a good company. They make high quality stuff. So I got a real good coat with them. It's real bulky, but real warm. And then it's got like a kind of like a hood thing you can put over most of your face, so just your eyes and a little bit, gloves and multiple layers. So it was very warm. And but even still, you come in after that, you know, um, even bundled like that, it's like not gonna say I was like bundled to level like climb a mountain, but a little bit, you do that even still, um, still feel cold. So it took something out of me to be real. Also, I would say like my apartment building, and they're really good on heat, but they didn't really keep up. I mean, I don't blame them. You was talking about some like negative 40 Celsius out there. I mean, I guess the wind doesn't affect the inside, but even at negative 25 Celsius, that they couldn't entirely keep up on heating, I think it probably got to around low 60s in my apartment. And I don't blame them. They did pretty good. It's really they do a really good job. So I don't. But it's just extreme conditions. I think that was actually a record for that day. One of them, or maybe both of them. I don't. I noticed one of them said it was a record low here. But yeah, that was pretty intense. But yeah, but it went up a lot. It was a lot better. It's now like today, I think it's 16 Fahrenheit, um, which is about negative 9 Celsius. So it's still very cold, but that's the life you live in Chicago. I mean, yeah, negative, negative 9 Celsius in January in Chicago. That's what you sign up for here. Um, well, not that we sign up for it, but Chicago. You may hear a lot of things on the news. Um, and I mean, I would say some parts of the city aren't safe, but a lot of big cities, a lot of parts aren't safe. There are a lot of very safe parts of Chicago. So, Chicago is a great city. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Uh, I think one thing in the U.S. we're very honest. Well, our news is very upfront about the problems here. Um, so if there are problems, you'll see it. At least nowadays. I know it's not always been like that, but nowadays, if there are problems, you'll see it. So, but the thing is, Chicago's a huge area, and a lot of places just are very safe. They don't have any crime. Um, I mean, other than petty stuff, I mean, there's always, you know, people doing some drug use, or speeding or whatnot. I mean, but a lot of places are just extremely safe. There's not, but the nice thing, Chicago is that there are just lots of jobs, lots of opportunities for people. So and that's why we're here. Maybe someday I'll move to the south, or someplace really warm. But I got family here, and I don't hate it at all. I like it. There's just so much like I've been laid off a few times. Just I work in some industries where you can get laid off, but like I'll get laid off, I'll get another job within a couple weeks. Um, like right now, if I wanted to get a new job, I didn't like my company, I could get it. I could get like I bet you could get three, four job offers, very little effort in in a few weeks. Um, my last time I got laid off about 3 years ago. Um, they actually paid me like a severance, which actually was enough to cover the entire time I was off. I actually got th- three interviews in 2 weeks, three in-person interviews, um, and that resulted in two job offers. So and I think it's just still the same now, probably. If I needed a new job, I could, probably within a couple weeks get three quality interviews for things I would be interested in and probably get two job offers. So it's a real, not, I mean, but, I mean, the, they interview you for a reason. They've got, some sort of pain. They need people to do things. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're getting the job. But yeah, it's a lot of work. But um, my job I got now, I mean, they expect a lot, but they they take care of you. It's good benefits, good pay. So I don't hate this place at all. It's a lot of opportunity here. I just gotta be smart about don't live in the bad parts of the area. Live in a good place, and there's a lot of benefits to being here, even though it can be devilishly cold at times. So there are also, you don't deal with a lot of things. We don't see natural disasters here. I mean, there's every once in a while there's tornadoes, but I've never seen any major tornado damage in this area. I mean, I've seen, like, we've had some things which are kind of come through and they've damaged a few houses, just a tiny bit, but I've never seen anything where like people have like died from tornadoes or there've been just like houses ripped up. The tornado, threat in this area is fairly low, I would say, in Chicago. Um, I guess there's flooding, but there's not severe flooding here like some places. Um, so you don't deal with natural disasters here. Um, it's not an earthquake zone. Um, like I think we had like a low Richter one once, and like people were like, "What happened?" But it was just like super low. It didn't damage anything. A lot of people just like were really confused by it. Like they thought like did I have like some confusion in the middle of the night, because it was actually in the middle of the night. There was like tiny amount of shaking. A lot of people were confused. They just thought they were, are just like, oh, I'm just tired. I didn't even. But there actually was like but that was a few years ago. And it's just like tiny, because we're not in an earthquake zone. It was like something really far away. And it's a really low magnitude. So it's a really safe area. There's no natural disasters. There's no, um, if you get in a good area, um, it's going to be very safe. A lot of opportunities, so it's a great place. So, but yeah, AU. My thought is, sorry for the long sidetrack, but I mean, hopefully you guys enjoy it. I guess this is kind of yeah, some results, but it's just a lot of randomness on my mind. Hopefully that you know you enjoy it. If not, you can skip around or just leave. I mean, not that I want you to leave, but you know, it's all up to you what you guys want to see, and I'm just gonna do this free flow, and where it goes is where it goes. I mean, I guess because I would say this game, it relates so closely to your life. You know, the real cash economy, I think it blurs the difference between reality and game. Um, um, and that's to me that's more good than bad. But I mean it's not entirely good either. But I enjoy it. Definitely like this game captivates me. Um, Not really a lot of things that do. Um, so I'm definitely enjoying it. Um, but I would say if you did make it here, um, um, if you could, you know, subscribe to my channel, if possible. Um, Hit the like button on the video. And if you feel like you got a comment, leave a comment, anything, just like whatever. That those sort of things, they help raise the visibility of my channel, um support my videos just a little bit. It's meaningful to me. I mean, not that I have a lot of expenses, but it is nice to get some support for when you're putting in a lot of effort. I mean, this is, I guess, more minimal, but little things count. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just like I really appreciate just a like on the video, just help people find it, because if you like it, you know, and you push the like button, you're supporting, helping raise the visibility of my stream, and that just or my video, um, that really means a lot. So I can get people to actually discover my videos. Um, I like Longu. One of the reasons is they got these tier comps. I think I'm also getting or not tier comps. Well, they do have tier comps. They have tier 7 comps. These aren't tier comps, but the tier 7s are a little more rare, I think. But I think we're also getting some extractors. Um, um, Plus, yeah, we're gonna get some tier 7s over time. Plus, these also have those rarer codexes. The rare codexes are the ones that give like where you can pick things like alertness. No, or is it no? I guess it's analysis, um, zoology, biology, those sort of ones. So there aren't many mobs like that, but this is one of them actually as well. So the nice thing is that it's got that plus I guess we're past it, so you can't see those rare skills. But I guess the next one would be at 20, which is pretty far away. But there's a lot of nice stuff to this mob. Um, I'm not sure if there are better mobs. I mean, but I mean, they're always, it's always debatable because there's some stuff like yeah, you get some really rare loot on some of the mobs, but chances are super low. But there are a lot of good things about this mob, so that's why I'm hunting this mob. Not gonna say there aren't, you know, there are a lot of good mobs, but there are a lot of bad mobs too. For example, early on I was hunting Kerbos. It's a lot of fun, but frankly, there's just no MU in Kerbos. So it's kind of a rookie thing. I'm chasing globals. I'm having a blast, but yeah, I shouldn't have done that one that much. But on the other hand, as a newer player starting out, it was really easy codex and really pumped me up really fast. So, I mean, I would say that like it was not a great idea. I understand why I did it because I was like struggling to get any progress, and then you do Kerbos and you're getting all that codex, and you're getting so much progress. I would say maybe if I had just done a little more investment in armor, probably a better one would have been Diakiba. Very similar mob, maybe a little bit more damaging, but much better MU. I'm not gonna say the Diakiba is great either, but like if I was trying to do that, I mean, because clearly like long are pretty difficult, or more they can be more deadly, you know. Um, but I guess you had good armor, so I don't know. Yeah, it's just debatable. But I think, I mean, not everything I would do I would do again, but you know, I mean, it's another thing is like you learn as you go, you know. You always make mistakes, and you just have to just roll with it, you know. But I mean, I'm happy with where I'm sitting, you know. Oh, um, sort of this far into the game that I'm down 7,500 pets. But I've also gone a stretch of I would say looking at this, I mean, I had a few positive moments or points where I was actually positive on ped. Um, um, Even last year, I believe. Let me see. This is last year. I wish I had put the years in. Um, but I didn't really think about that when I was doing it. But okay, so back in May of last year, I was positive, but I think I did have quite a lot of like outstanding sort of stream stuff. But even still, I was positive. I mean, but I think a lot of that was like I was still losing pets because I was getting a lot of pets from the stream, so I was still losing pets even still at that point. And then see the positive point before that. I mean, you see, I was really competitive mostly but I was getting a lot of income from the Twitch stream. I felt like there's another point where I was positive. Maybe not. Maybe then the other positive moment was in the prior year. But yeah, I obviously did. Was that May? Was in May. Yeah, it was in May that was positive. So yeah, what was happening here was I was getting money from Twitch and Batismo, and I was putting it back into the game after tax. Obviously, then I would, you know, so that's why all those adjustments were there. I just considered it part of the game. Um, Not finding another positive point in that year. Maybe it was in the year before. Oh, okay, I guess it was in November of the year before. So I think that so basically in that point, and then so yeah, in November and then quickly through December, that's when I went to around negative 5,000, and here's about when my stream started for Twitch. So what I would say is that oh wow, my health's got super low while I'm talking. But so what I would say is that starting in September of um, 2022 through now has been sort of a downward cycle, even though I did get back to a positive point I think it's basically based on the strength of the Twitch revenue. Um, I mean, so I kind of probably had a little bit of a TT reversal, but along with the Twitch revenue, but still actually it was, it's basically been a 14-month downtrend. So I am expecting a fairly major uptrend. I think that, I did probably really make it a little bit difficult on myself with the stream, because I basically kind of used that opportunity to really expand from, well, I was kind of like a pure hunter with a little bit of crafting and a tiny bit of crafting. Well, I guess I would say a little bit of crafting, not tiny bit, a little bit of crafting and a little bit of mining. So, say at that point I was like, 95% hunter, and 5% other things. And I took that opportunity to become like much more balanced, like, 80% hunter, 10% miner, 10% crafter. But I think that, what that happened is, you go from, like, well, I think you also learned something there too, and I didn't expect for this to happen. But you start to understand that it starts to feel like it's a weighted looter. Um, so, I went from, kind of pretty, I don't want to say strong, but, those are pretty good for your average player. Animal and mutant looter, to um, prospector surveyor. I mean, though they've improved a lot, so they were pretty low for a long time. And also, but you put in a ton of peds into them, and mechanical, Taylor, electronics, metal, those are all ones I put stuff into. But what I would say, is that, obviously, when you're dealing with looters in the, high, 40s to 50 range, and then suddenly you're moving to looters, in the 30 range, or even, I mean, I guess, yeah, a lot of them in the 40. I mean, I guess mechanical is 41, but that just has an insane amount of pets in it. Um, and I think it really drags down my average. But even worse is electronics, because I've done a lot in electronics, but it's just not moving very well. So, I would say, like, a lot of it, just, I mean, it made sense, and I feel like it's part of a long-term strategy. So I don't entirely, I don't regret it at all. I think that, because what was kind of happening is I was pretty balanced. I mean, with the Twitch stream, obviously, was I was going on, even though I'm kind of in this downward cycle. It was enough to kind of keep up with the headwinds. And luckily, I did get to those unlocks. Unfortunately, I just didn't get far enough. And then Batismo carried me for a little bit, but I mean, obviously that wasn't nearly as much, as Twitch, but then that went under. So I just kind of got caught. You know, I was basically pushing through, on a few really important professions, but that's kind of, you're taking a big cost. Not, I'm like, oh yeah, I can just push through, and you know, um, but it just kind of became like, you know, things just fell apart. I mean, one company stops paying me, and and then the other one goes under. So yeah, it just kind of fell apart there. But I mean, even still, we're doing fine. And I think a lot of it is just like getting some of those in a little bit better place. I think I've got, 3 weak points. If I can correct one of them, that may be enough. Or even well, if I can correct two of them. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think that it's going to be possible in the next few years to correct all three. But if I can correct two, I mean, the two I need to correct are genetics. That's just tree cutting. I need to do that anyway. So I need to correct genetics and I need to correct the mining. If I can do those two, I think it'll be enough. Make some progress. I mean, I feel like balancing a little bit, hopefully. But we'll see where it goes. Obviously, I know I just gotta focus on the controllables, the MU, and gonna continue trying to get a little bit of income from various sources. Support the game, the sites, some streams on Twitch, misplay. See where it goes, you know? But yeah, I've been having fun. That's good. But yeah, I made some progress. Did some taming. Cyrene as well. Not really getting much out here. But I mean, it's okay. Usually, you go for a little bit, then start to get something. But I'm seeing solid hits, so it's definitely. I feel like it doesn't want to. It definitely doesn't want to move me down a lot more, which is good. I'm just kind of in a weird spot. I don't think that. I think that it's like, and I think that's the thing. I keep focusing on the mining. I think it's still kind of decreasing my average looter, but on the other hand, it's getting a lot stronger. So I think it's making it harder for me to get a good reversal. But on the other hand, I'm not like oh yeah, like if I just wanted a reversal and that's all I cared about, it would probably be like, okay, time to go hunting only. Stay in your strong looters. Just keep increasing your average looter. But you know, I believe that mining is an essential part of my long-term strategy. So that it's not, I guess it's like if the bottom was falling out of my game like continually with mining, I'd be concerned. But if it's just kind of keeping me in the game as I'm improving, I'm okay with it. So probably I'll call it a video here. But we're making. I feel like we're making progress. Not exactly on the bottom line, um, but making progress toward that, I think. And I'm having fun, so that's good. And so I'll see you guys next time, okay? And hope you have a good time in game. And yeah, till next time, guys. All right.